This is restaurant quality, high protein butter chicken with spiced potatoes, and it is perfect for meal prep. And this right here is all of the ingredients we're going to need for today's recipe. It's split into 3 sections, with the first being the chicken and the marinade, the second is the butter chicken sauce, and the third is the spiced air fried potatoes. Now, starting off with our chicken, it takes the longest. We're going to need 1 kilo or 2.2 pounds of boneless and skinless chicken thigh. What we can do is just dice this up into large pieces, so lay it out flat, slice it in half lengthways, and then just go through and cut into those bite-sized pieces, trying your best to keep everything the same size. That way everything is going to cook at the same time. I use thigh as it's more forgiving. You can cook it for longer. It's going to still remain tender, as well as it just being extra juicy, more flavor because there's a little bit more fat, but you are more than welcome to use chicken breast if you prefer. And if you're counting calories, it will change it slightly. Once that's done, get the chicken into a large mixing bowl. Add in 2.5 teaspoons of garam masala, 2 teaspoons of Kashmiri chili powder, 1 teaspoon of ground turmeric, 1.5 teaspoons of ground cumin. Add in a nice big pinch of salt, a little bit of cracked black pepper, 20 cracks worth. Add in 150 grams or 5.3 ounces of high protein yogurt, and then grate in 6 cloves of freshly peeled garlic and 15 grams or 0.5 ounces of peeled ginger. And make sure you scrape all of that in there so we don't miss out on any of that flavor. Mix all of this around, make sure all of those spices are evenly distributed through the chicken and none of it stuck together, as well as breaking up any clumped garlic and ginger. You can mix this by hand as well, but turmeric does stain, so just watch out for that, and you can chuck on a glove if you prefer to. As for this, we're going to allow this to marinate for a minimum of 30 minutes. You can do it up to 48 hours, or if you really can't wait, you can just use it straight away. Next thing to prepare is the potatoes. We need 800 grams or 1.7 pounds of any all-rounder potatoes. You can chop these up however you like. For me, I'm just going to slice them in half and then into quarters, rotate, and then dice into those nice even-sized pieces, making sure you don't throw everything all over the floor. So we'll go through and just repeat that with the remaining lot. You can use more, you can use less. You don't even have to use potatoes if you don't want to. It's just a nice little carb filler for the side instead of rice. Add them to a bowl and add in 2 teaspoons of any neutral oil, 1 teaspoon of garam masala, 1 teaspoon of sweet paprika, half a teaspoon of ground cumin, half a teaspoon of ground coriander, half a teaspoon of Kashmiri chili powder, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/4 of a teaspoon of turmeric. Add in a little bit of salt and a little bit of cracked black pepper, 15 cracks worth. Give that all a good mix through. Make sure all of the potatoes are coated in the spices. If it's easier, use your hands, but remember the turmeric does stain, and preferably use a bigger bowl. I used the larger bowl for my chicken, so kind of made a mistake there. Now these can go into our air fryer at 200 degrees Celsius or 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 18 to 20 minutes, just mixing them around halfway through until they're nice and crispy. If you need to, you can add a touch more oil or spray oil, but I'm not going to put them in the oven right now. These are going to be put aside for the time being because the chicken does take a little bit longer. Now finally, for the sauce, we're going to need 1 large brown or yellow onion. Just take off both ends, slice it in half, and then peel it. Following the onion's natural layers, we're just going to go through and thinly slice this in that half moon position, laying it flat when you get about 2/3 of the way through, and we can continue slicing safely. Along with the onion, we also need 4 cloves of garlic and 5 grams or 0.2 ounces of peeled ginger. This can just be run along a microplane to create a paste, and both of these can be mixed together as they're going into the dish at the same time. And again, just go through and scrape all of that out so we have no waste. So when you're ready, we'll get the potatoes into our air fryer basket. And like I said, 200 degrees Celsius or 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 18 to 20 minutes. Now for our chicken and sauce, place a large pan over a high heat and get the pan nice and hot. Once the pan's nice and hot, just add in a small amount of oil. You can use spray oil to cut the calories. And then we're going to add in our chicken as well as the marinade. Spread it out, make sure the chicken's not sitting on top of one another, and we're going to cook this for about 3 to 4 minutes on each side, just until it's a nice golden color. We're not looking at cooking it all the way through here. We just want to build that color, build that crust, and develop flavor in our pan. If you want to do this over the barbecue to get those nice charry bits as well, you're more than welcome to do so. You can also do it under the oven in the grill or broiler with the same effect. After a couple of minutes, just start mixing this around. You have those really nice golden pieces. Just make sure you pick up any of the flavor that might be left on the bottom of the pan as well. The onion will do that after anyway, just naturally deglaze the pan. So keep this mixing around, like I said, about 3 to 4 minutes on each side, or until it's nice and golden on both sides. Now once the chicken's nice and golden, you have this really nice color all over. There's a little bit of flavor left in the pan. What we can do is remove this from the heat and then just place it into a bowl. Now immediately place that same pan back over a medium-high heat. Add in 2 tablespoons or 28 grams of ghee or clarified butter and allow that to melt. And I'm personally adding in 1 tablespoon of neutral oil just to help everything not stick and bring up a lot of flavor, but you don't have to do this because it does add a little bit more calories. Once melted, add in that onion. and a little bit of salt, and saute for about 6 to 8 minutes over a medium-high heat. Going to deglaze any of that stuff that's stuck on the bottom of the pan from the chicken, from the natural moisture that's in those onions. And we're really looking for them to sweat down. We don't really want to put too much color on them now, so just keep them moving around. And if the pan gets a little bit too hot, just slightly turn it down. Now, after about 6 to 8 minutes, you get a really nice color on the onions. They've picked up a lot of the flavor that's been stuck to the bottom of the pan. What we can do now is add in that garlic and ginger paste. Mix that around, and all we need to do is cook this for about 30 seconds just to get it nice and fragrant. This is also over a medium to medium-high heat. At this point, add in 2.5 teaspoons of garam masala, 2 teaspoons of ground cumin, 1 teaspoon of ground coriander, half a teaspoon of Kashmiri chili powder, and just a touch more pepper. And then mix and cook this for about 30 seconds to a minute just to get that nice and toasted and for those flavors to become friends. Just make sure you keep it moving though, because these spices can burn quite quickly. Next to go in is 800 grams or 2 cans of crushed or diced tomatoes. And just make sure you give it a rinse out with some water, that way we have no waste. Now all we need to do is just mix this around, make sure everything's evenly combined, and we're going to bring this up to a simmer. Some tomatoes can be extremely acidic. You can balance it out with sugar if you wanted to add sugar, of course, and you can even use sweeteners, things like that. And for me personally, I'm not going to add any sugar. So once this is at a simmer, just reduce the heat to low and let this cook down for about 20 minutes to reduce the sauce and intensify the flavor. Now, one thing worth mentioning here is a lot of people track their progress wrong. You're eating better, cooking better, eating a lot more protein, but still getting frustrated because the scale doesn't move. The problem is that body weight alone doesn't tell you exactly what's happening. You could be losing weight and gaining muscle at the same time, but that scale barely changes. And that's why for me personally, I've been using the Hume Health Body Pod. It's a full body analyzer and tells me exactly what is going on with my body. Just gives me a little bit of reassurance and helps me track my progress. It breaks things down like fat percentage, lean muscle mass, and metabolic rate. That way you can see how your body is responding to certain foods, and that's why I cook meals like this, high protein, controlled carbs. It just takes out a lot of guessing work. That way you can make better decisions. So if you want to check out the Body Pod, use my code CHEFJACK in the link in the description, as well as the pinned comment, all in capital letters. You're going to get yourself 20% off. Hume also have a discount going as well. Those two stacked together, get yourself 50% off. I love using this thing. I wake up every morning, get on it straight away. It takes out a lot of guessing work. It's helping with my food, helping with my gym progress, just gives me a little bit of reassurance. Thank you to Hume Health for sponsoring this video. Let's get back to cooking. Now, after about 20 minutes, you have a really nice thick sauce. What we're going to do is just gently take this out of the pan and place it into something where you can blend it with an immersion blender. If you don't have an immersion blender, you can use a regular blender. And if you don't have a blender at all, you can skip this entirely, but your sauce won't be incredibly smooth. Now, all we need to do with this is blend it up using an immersion blender, a regular blender, or if you don't have one at all, don't worry about it. And you can go that one step further as well and pass it through a sieve if you really want to make it super fine. But for a recipe like this, the meal prep, it really isn't worth it. So with that done, we have that nice, smooth sauce. Once you have it blended up, get the pan back over a low heat and then add that sauce back to the pan. Again, make sure you scrape it all out of there because that is the main flavor of our whole dish. Add the chicken and any resting juices. Just make sure you don't plop it all in there and it splats all over the kitchen. What I have here is 1 teaspoon of kasuri methi, which is dried fenugreek leaves. Just place this into your hand and then all we have to do is rub this together and just add that all over. If you can't get hold of this, it's not the end of the world, but it does add a fantastic finishing touch. Add in 1 tablespoon or 14 grams of unsalted butter and half a cup or 125 grams of thickened cream. And you can use light thickened cream to cut the fat. All we need to do is give this a nice stir, make sure all of those flavors are combined, allow that butter to melt through. It's going to add that nice glossy finishing touch. Place this over a medium-high heat and bring the sauce up to a simmer. When the sauce is simmering, just allow this to cook for about 5 to 10 minutes. Just allow that chicken to finish off cooking, allow all of those flavors to become friends, and that sauce is going to reduce down and intensify even further. Once you're happy with it, we can add in 125 grams or half a cup of high protein yogurt. This is just going to finish off the sauce and gently mix all of that through until you get that nice creamy, delicious looking sauce. We add this last because we don't want it to split and go clumpy. So what you're looking for is something that looks like this. Now with our potatoes, we'll place them on one side of our container and just stack them up nice and high. You can put the butter chicken in first if you prefer. Next, add that butter chicken in and evenly distribute it between the 5 containers. And the containers used for this recipe are 750 milliliters. And like I said, you don't have to use potatoes at all. You can use rice if you prefer. So we'll go through and just add over any of the remaining sauce. There should be a nice amount left in the pan. Finishing touch is just a touch more of Kasuri methi. You really don't have to use this if you don't want to. Just adds a nice greenery and that nice little fragrance. What we've just created is this beautiful butter chicken. It smells and looks fantastic. And this right here is the macros for a single portion with the full written recipe listed in the description. As far as storage goes, you'll get 4 days in the fridge and 3 months in the freezer. Just allow them to cool down for about 15 to 20 minutes before placing on the lids. And for reheating, your best bet's going to be a microwave. You can do it in a pan with a splash of cream, a little bit more of a high protein yogurt, or even just some stock or water to rehydrate. If you do it in a pan, those potatoes probably will go a little bit more soggy, but it is still absolutely delicious. With all said and done, there's one thing left to do, and that is we can then dig in. It beats takeaway, it's great on macros, and it tastes absolutely delicious. Thank you so much for watching the video, and thank you to Hume Health for sponsoring.